Viper. On my neck when I got it on me, and I remember I was broke.
I've been sipping on this juice and I just hit him for his brick. I'm tripping off my chili and I ain't tripping off no bitch. Said money isn't everything, some stupid ass shit, cause I ain't never had no problems that the chili couldn't fix. I'm out here getting money, spent that chili on my bitch. I heard he wanted issues, so I bought some extra clips. If it's pressure, I got extras, put a body on my stick. She said she found somebody else, she find that nigga in that ditch. My little bitch kinda toxic, but I love her, she can't breathe without me. Hate when she alone, she swear that she can't sleep without me. Let her play her part to the letter, hard to be without me. Ex is still broke, says she can't afford to bleed without me. Broke baby mama, the only thing that she gon' be without me. Keep it in the tuck, I'm a shooter, they gon' see about me. Shoot your left eye for the chili, how I creep about me. Tell her best friends I'm getting money when they speak about me. Swear to God, oh, bitch, chilled up, 100 on the ground by the pound, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, chopper with a drum, 100 rounds, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, 100 on the ground by the pound, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, chopper with a drum, 100 rounds, told him pick him up. Now I've been gone for a minute, let me remind that nigga. It's Mr. 40 to your fade and push your line back, nigga. Got his loner where he sleep, ain't hard to find that nigga. Or he a NASCAR fan, a Glock could dry that nigga. Got the lows for the cheap, put them hoes on the street. You acting bold on IG, well I crash and repeat. Don't let that bitch hype you up, I leave you cold in the street. K lift the nigga up, so I'll blow it at his feet. Put a body on my bitch and my switch like they best friends. Call of Duty guns ain't got no FNs. They say be the bigger person, some shit I can't let live. Headshots to change your mind, ain't thinking about no best shit. My whip from overseas, my weed is domestic. Beat a nigga like a bitch, like I'm trying to go domestic. The guns don't test it, write the name, you got that message. Bring that drama where you live, it's like the young and the restless. Swear to God, oh, bitch, chilled up, 100 on the ground by the pound, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, chopper with a drum, 100 rounds, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, 100 on the ground by the pound, told him pick him up. Oh, bitch, chilled up, chopper with a drum, 100 rounds, told him pick him up. Oh, hoes on the street, acting bold on IG, I crash and repeat, nigga. 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me, and I remember I was broke, I never let him homie. We back in this thing, like cook crack in this thing. Back in this thing, like cook crack in this thing. You feel me? We finna give y'all a quick little story, man. Well, this might not be quick, but give y'all a little story. Something on the more interesting side. You got LA rapper Peysoh. For those of y'all who don't know, Peysoh is on the Kendrick Lamar album. You know what I'm saying? Tell him Peysoh did it. Shout out to Peysoh. He's an up-and-coming rapper coming from the Los Angeles area, from the South Central area. I believe that he's affiliated with the PLAYBOY13 and the F13s of Florence's. You feel me? I believe that's where he has his family ties to and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, with that all being said, we finna get into rap news and street politics. That's the name of this channel, Rap News and Street Politics, and they are telling the story of Peysoh. Now, with that being said, we are not using this to propagate any type of gang members or anything like that, man. Peysoh just has an interesting story, so we finna tell the story of Peysoh, man. That's it, and that's all. It ain't too much outside of that. But without no further ados or don'ts, we finna jump right into this good content. We want to give a big shout out to Rap News and Street Politics. Let's get into this content. Let's go.
Street Politics, best hood channel on YouTube, and we back again on the east side of the city in the low bottoms, speaking on Rabbit Gang's very own Peysoh.
You know I got a pistol, why you bringing up my boo? Get up on you if they tripping, why you bringing up my crew? All my niggas top rank, bitch, you choosing on some trophies. Come put it in my hand, fuck loving, baby, show me. You tripping, putting titles on a bitch who bait to blow me. You see me on the grass, so stop telling them you know me. I hate when niggas pop like they know me from the street shit. Birdie get behind us, baby girl, you gotta take this.
That's the money sign sway. But it's really a lot going on the east side with Peysoh, man. I'm gonna keep it real. Some things are just not adding up. We know this dude kind of stepped in right after Money Sign Sway passed and is taking over the city for the most part. This is the youth. This is the new generation of Chicano rap. So with this dude somewhat putting the Hispanic rap culture on his back, we had to look into some of his ties to the streets because we see him moving around his hood. We see him with a lot of people from PBS, and there's some things that low-key got to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? But we got to take it back a couple years to before his most recent stint in LP, Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall. Before him and Money Sign Sway went down, we seen these two dudes coming out of the Huntington Park.
So is Peysoh Money Sign Sway's homie? God bless it.
And Maywood parts of the city. We knew Money Sign Sway was really starting to buzz in the city. A lot of people was listening to him. We seen him doing records with a lot of people. He was bridging a lot of gaps on records with Ralphie the Plug, AZ Chike, Swifty Blue, and a lot of other people throughout the city, man. His name was really starting to buzz. And then he had to go down and serve some time for a violation and I think another burner case. But that stint right there is where he tragically lost his life behind them walls. Now, we know some dudes from his own car was responsible for his demise behind them walls. It was said that somebody from Barrio Nuevo Estrada, V&E, out of that Bull Heights, Winverwood, East Los area, was responsible for that, along with some other members from that South Side.
Now, here we are here at TNN Trap News Network. I can't confirm nor deny, but we will say God bless the dead. Rest in peace, Money Sign Sway.
But during that same time, Peysoh was also locked up. But what was buzzing on the street was that 6 Block record from Peysoh. In the 6 Block music video, we see Money Sign Sway, and we see these dudes off 56 and Fishburne. Now, 5-6 is going to be a very important number in this whole story with Peysoh because this is where things kind of get confusing. So like I said, 56 and Fishburne is in Maywood, FIU hood, to be exact. Right next to Maywood Locos. This is the area that Peysoh is going to be from. Not too far from this Huntington Park area where Money Sign Sway is from.
Go ahead and tell us where you grew up at and what it was like growing up there, my friend. Shit, grew up in Maywood, California and shit. Not too far from Huntington Park, not too far from East Los, and not too far from South Central, kind of in the middle of everything. That's right.
And you know, we got to give credit to LA Icon and the full community for orchestrating these interviews and providing these clips. Y'all make sure y'all go check out them platforms as well. Now, at this time, when both of these dudes was out, we know Money Sign Sway was rocking with dudes from Florencia. Now, that's going to start one of the confusing parts of this situation with Peysoh, with his ties to Playboy, but also being around members from F13. Now, Eastside Rabbit Gang, again, Eastside is who we see Peysoh with. Right here in the low bottom, South Park. They share their hood with the 5 Trey Avalons, the 40 Avalons as well. They really gonna be over here between Main and Central and Vernon and Slauson, and they also gonna have a clique on 35th. But to go through them cliques, they got a 35th Street clique, 43rd, 46th, 49th, 51st, and 56th Street. So right now we got 2 different 56th Streets in the mix. We got the one in the low bottoms in actual PBS hood, and we got the one in Maywood, which is the 56 he was repping to begin with. But amidst that, when he was still rocking with Money Sign Sway, we've seen for sure, without a doubt, this dude throwing up the F for Florencia. Now, I see a lot of people talking about this is F for 56th Street, F for Fishburne. We're not going for none of that. We know what this F is for. We know what it is.
But then, see, here go the thing, though. Like, 2 things can be true at once. Hey, look, man, with my man over here at, Rap News Street Politics, we're going to let him push his own narrative, but I'm not going to push that narrative. If bro say that he wasn't from there and he from over there, he from where he say he from. I don't know. But saying that, oh, no, we don't believe you really from over here, that kind of stuff can get somebody in a twist. And it's making me wonder if the dude, Rap News Street Politics is from LA, because if you from LA, you understand the twist that you could put him in by saying, no, we not going for that. We think you from over here. Like, don't put that tag on, bro, if you don't want the tag on him. If he say he from ABC, let him be from ABC. If he ain't from 123, let him not be from 123. That's his business. That's his prerogative.
You know, one thing we have to take into account is Peysoh's age. His current age right now is 20. He's an extremely young dude out here in these
And as you watch this, I believe now he's 21.
streets. And as we see around this 15, 16, possibly even 17-year-old age, he's throwing up F13. Now, the problematic thing with that is, not only are you not claiming F13, you rocking with PBS, That's full-fledged. It's no question on whether or not he's from Playboys at this point in time.
Yeah, because he's for sure from Playboys.
We see him rocking with his homies, and his homies is rocking with him. But to have once been throwing up the F or even associating yourself with F13 is going to be flagrant to the PBS program. We know Playboys is beefing with...
But then I would say that might not be true as well, too, because I can't imagine the Playboys letting them be around and kick it the way he kick it. You feel me? You know, it is what it is. If he was from somewhere else, I can't imagine that the Playboys would be too keen on letting him, you know, enjoy their company as he does.
Body on 38th Street, body on Evil, body on Mahados, body on 41st Street, Hangout Boys. But one of their main enemies, especially in the South Park area, is gonna be Florencia. So right there, the mixing of the two enemigo hoods, that's just not gonna fly. We got the picture right here. So there's no more debate. And we didn't have this when we spoke on it in the Southside report card.
But then here go the thing too, like a lot of different, like for example, the neighborhood Crips throwing up neighborhood looks very similar to the Nutty Blocks throwing up they hood. The Avalons throwing up Avalon and the Hoovers throwing up Hoover look very similar. You know what I'm saying? So if he say that it's for the street, then it's for the street. Like, because I can't imagine how he's so comfortable and so welcome around the Playboys if he was from F13. It makes sense for it to be like, well, I think what is it, 56th Street, whatever street he said it was. It makes sense for it to be that.
We had something that looked like he was throwing up the F, but there's no more question. There was an association and an affiliation with Florencia at the time that he was rocking with Money Sign Suede and they was doing their shit in Huntington Park. But when we bring it back to this 56th Street business, like I said, we got two 56th Streets. We got one in Maywood, which is not PBS hood, and we got the one in the low bottoms, 56th Street Locos and Eastside PBS hood. Now we've seen Peysoh go on and speak about his dad.
So it's just like a family thing.
Type shit.
Yeah.
You know, my pops was from the hood and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My pops was... Call him Big Nigga, rest in peace.
Yeah. That's right.
He spoke about his dad being from Southside Playboy. And you know, they bleeped that part out on the full community. I can only imagine why. Because there's some inconsistencies here. So he said his father was from Southside Playboy 13. So with his dad being from Southside PBS, I would imagine since he's from Maywood, if his dad was from PBS, he would be either from this Bell Garden section or the Southgate PBS. But the thing is, this Bell Gardens PBS, number one, check out our Huntington Park video. When we went to Bell Gardens, we went to Bell, Maywood. We covered these hoods over here. The PBS in Bell Gardens is not going to be as active as Eastside Playboy. But when you go over here, across the bridge on Clara Street, tucked between the 710 and Eastern, Gotham Street, Quinn Street, those are also the 5600 blocks in Southside Playboy hood of Bell Garden. So now this implements yet another 56th Street. Again, Maywood, Bell Gardens, and the Low Bottoms, all with different 56th Streets. And he went on to say that before 56th Street became a clique from PBS, they was 56th Street Locos. That's what the Low Bottom 56th Street section of PBS is called currently. So my thing is he merging Southside PBS from Bell Gardens to the Eastside PBS in the Low Bottoms? After he stopped fucking with dudes from F13, did he kind of take on this identity of being from this Southside Playboy hood in Bell Gardens, still a part of the 5600 block in these streets, still claiming the 5-6, and just with the fame and power, or maybe even making connections behind the walls in LP, did he just merge it all together and just start claiming all 56 streets of Playboys? You know what I'm saying? But when we seen this dude on No Jumper, he went on to say that his dad was a regular dude. He said he saw his dad get murdered at 6, and when Adam asked him, why would somebody want to kill your dad? He said his dad was just a regular, hardworking man.
But
Well, it sounds like he might not be wanting to incriminate his gang or his father's gang or anything like that. Like, it sounds like he wants to kind of keep that stuff to himself and under wraps. Like, maybe everything isn't for public consumption.
Supposed to kill you, too.
yeah, I was
and you're
supposed to die that
6.
night. I was 6, yo.
What was your dad into that there would be people who were supposed to kill him and his child?
My dad was a regular ass man, believe it or not.
Really?
Yup. My dad was a regular ass man. He was a hard worker.
And so why would people want to do this to him?
Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like Peysoh just understands what is and what isn't for public consumption.
Really?
Yup.
I mean, I just feel like, you know, regular ass people don't often have people going out of their way to kill them, and especially if they're like, how did you know that you were supposed to be killed as part of that?
He didn't say my dad is Big Negro from PBS or he was into this or that. He said he was a hardworking regular man. So these are two contradicting stories that he said on.
They're actually not two contradicting stories. It just sounds like he knows what should and shouldn't be put out for public consumption. I feel like maybe this man, Rap News Street Politics, isn't too fond of Peysoh. Was kind of what it seemed like. But I like Peysoh. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Community and no jumper in regards to his dad being from his hood. It's really confusing, and it usually is not this confusing. Really, it's not supposed to be this confusing.
It's not confusing at all. It's only confusing if you're trying to make it seem like it's something that it's not. You're trying to make him look like something that he's not. It's actually very clearly understandable.
To where somebody from. And something we also seen in that interview when he was at No Jumper, Adam asked him, did he have to make it a little more clear exactly what hood he was running with when he started to buzz and when he started to pop as an artist in the city? He replied, yeah, you know, this is at that time, like I said, that transitional period when he's around dudes from Florencia and transitioned over to PBS. This is around this time. And he stated again that, yeah, he had to make it clear, and he did. He rolling with the Playboys, and they embraced him.
So did you have to kind of like make your allegiances in the street more clear at that point? Did you have to figure out exactly who you were down with?
Hell yeah. I had to, you know what I'm saying?
And that was all smooth sailing? The OGs wanted to embrace you?
Oh yeah, you seen the people I was with when I came for the last interview, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it kind of just stamped it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know, this kind of seeking of validation and shit like that and wanting to be accepted by the hood is why we have this confusion that we speaking on right now. There should never be a pick size where I want to be from, especially when we talking about hoods that's beefing. Now, I know a lot of OGs, when the shit started, some dudes was from one spot and bubbled up and became from another hood. You know, we talking about way back in the day, dudes was doing stuff like this. But that's before everything was solidified, beef was laid out, and the alliances at that time weren't clear. Fast forward till now, there is no more decisions like this. You with who you hanging with, and that's what it is. It ain't no, I'm hanging with them dudes, but I don't want to be from over there. Let me just go be from over here. That's bun. But also, when you listen closely, he said before 56 became the clique in PBS, there was 56 Street Locos, and he kind of insinuated.
So it makes sense for the F to be for 56. That makes 100% sense. The story's adding up, bro. The story only don't add up if you don't want it to add up.
That him and his generation kind of brought it back to life again. And then it all merged together to glue with 56th Street PBS.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got this shit called 56th Street. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that came about. And then, you know, the hood got 56th Street as well. So that's how I go. You know, before 56 was a clique from the hood, it was called 56th Street Locals.
Okay.
And they all got into the hood, and then we started it up again, and then we all got into the hood too.
Now, what also makes it so confusing is that Eastside Rapper Gang is behind him. We see him rolling with a lot of people from Playboy. Some of the rappers that he rolling with for sure. We seen him with Mr. Keep It Hood.
Hey, that's who? Young, nigga. This nigga's not from the hood, bro.
What's the deal? What's up with you?
I don't know what's going on, bro. We finally leaving, bro.
What's up with y'all niggas? Why y'all ain't pop up to the set?
We been in the set, nigga.
Why nigga I ain't seen you, nigga?
If you didn't know no better, you would think that these were a bunch of black kids, but it's a bunch of Mexican kids. But culture is culture. Hey.
Hold on, let me get up out of here.
We seen him rolling with Rich Rabbit and Joe Blow from PBS. And what we see right here lately is we seen a situation with Mr. Keep It Hood and Rich Rabbit. With Peysoh, not necessarily in the middle of it, but we've heard both of them dudes say they rock with Peysoh. Peysoh was like the hood trophy right now. He's the dude that's getting it. But these two dudes been from PBS before Peysoh was from PBS.
Talk about the name real quick.
You know what's crazy? Those are black kids who are from PBS. So for those of y'all who don't know, yes, there are black Southsiders walking around South Central as there are Mexican Bloods and Crips walking around South Central. It goes both ways, so that's interesting.
Rich Rabbit.
Shit, just one day I was walking with my boy right here. Shit, just I always wanted a Red Royce, and I'm from that Playboy, so we go about rappers.
We just seen both of these dudes come up years ago, rapping and doing their shit and being around 35th Street and just this whole low bottoms area, really putting this Eastside Playboy to work. But most recently, we seen Rich Rabbit kind of have an internal falling out with Mr. Keep It Hood along with some other members from his set. We seen it boil over into a fade.
Videos and you know you ain't stopped nothing. They came to my house and they don't know what they got coming. I still fuck with Peysoh, other niggas is ops to me. Take shit personal cause respect mean a lot to me. Don't care if we homies, they cross that line and get smoked too. They glorify busters, I guess for paper they supposed to. Wanna see a dead body in the hood, I can show you.
And the dude we see Rich Rabbit get down with is somebody that's kind of instrumental in these dudes' music videos. We seen him in that Pete Thing video with Keep It Hood. And we seen them in Rich Rabbit's Ain't Right video. I think this a member from one of them PBS blocks in the 40s. Like they 43rd Street click, something like that. But this is a dude that seemingly has some differences that was hanging around these niggas. And it could be that they starting to pick sides, you know what I'm saying? Now, it wasn't a DP. We didn't see his homies jumping on him and disciplining him about anything. He caught his fade, but when he said he felt like Mr. Keep It Hood was kind of like setting him up. You know what I'm saying in terms of potentially getting.
I'm gonna make you a hamburger and french fries. Is that what you cool with that? You want cheese on your burger?
Huh?
You want cheese on your burger?
No.
Just meat?
Huh?
You just want the meat?
Yes.
And ketchup?
Huh?
Just ketchup?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
There's ketchup in the table already.
Is ketchup on the table already? Can you go put the ketchup up there? If it's on the table already, it shouldn't be there. Can you go put it away for me, please?
Yeah, I can put it back.
Thank you, sir.
Where ketchup could be
In the
table all day, don't be.
Yeah, put it in the pantry.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
The DP. He said he had some issues with somebody and it was going to be addressed. But he was saying that Mr. Keep It Hood basically told him it's not like that. He don't even need to come out laced up. He came out laced up anyway, ended up having to catch a fade.
You should always come out laced up, for sure, for sure.
But what he was alluding to is if he had took Mr. Keep It Hood's word, he kind of would have been caught off guard. And he's like, man, niggas ain't even helped me out or kind of laced me properly for what to expect in this situation. Luckily, he laced himself up and he handled his business between dudes from his hood. But we've been listening to Rich Rabbit hard. And shout out Rich Rabbit, man. That's somebody that we also see in the streets bubbling. He just went on No Jumper. He's starting to create a buzz in the city for himself. But we hear in the lyrics that he's not fully satisfied. There's some internal shit going on in PBS. And to keep it real, a month ago, in another interview with LA Icon with Peysoh and Keep It Hood, Mr. Keep It Hood asked, who's the hardest black essay? He asked that to LA Icon. LA Icon is like you. And he's like, well, who else? They failed to mention Rich Rabbit. Now, to me, it looked like a shot from Keep It Hood to Rich Rabbit.
I got a question. Who do you think the hardest black essay?
Peysoh?
What?
Yo, you. Who else is there?
Okay. We got a couple, but I just wanted to stamp it.
Oh.
It's a lot of black homies that's rapping.
Oh.
You got Bugweed, you got
Who's
Peysoh.
Oh, yeah.
We got the fool from Southside Great, the fool from Great, the black fool from Great.
I heard, I heard
There's a couple of
his shit.
We also seen in that interview where Peysoh said he wasn't going back on No Jumper. He gave his reasons, whatever it was, not a problem. But we saw Mr. Keep It Hood say, well, shit, I'm not going on No Jumper either because I'm going to follow the homies. And after this LA Icon interview with these dudes, it looked like Rich Rabbit wasn't feeling that shit. So he ended up recording a record called The Hardest Black Essay and filmed the music video up at No Jumper, seemingly going against the grain to what both of these dudes was talking about to LA Icon. And we see he's coming with a part 2 of The Hardest Black Essay. And what we seen in that first record where he said he still fuck with Peysoh, but all them other niggas is ops to him. Well, all them other niggas is from Playboy.
And they don't know what they got coming. I still fuck with Peysoh, other niggas is ops to me. Take shit personal, cause respect mean a lot to me. Don't care if we homies, they cross that line and get smoked too. They glorify busters, I guess for paper they supposed to. Wanna see a dead.
So, you know, the writing is on the wall with this shit. And I think the reason why he's still fucking with Peysoh is because he know Peysoh was a young dude. And these other niggas is low-key in his ear. You know what I'm saying? In his ear, guiding them where they want them to go. And that's what's causing the friction between all of these dudes. And shit was all good 6 months ago at the full community interview. So at that interview, Rich Rabbit also shot the music video Bluetooth, where we see LA Icon with Peysoh and Keep It Hood was there. And also in that interview, we seen Peysoh call Rich Rabbit the bougie homie.
To be clear, we got Rich Rabbit and we got Rich Rabbit. Where is that? We would have been so happy for a shout out right now. He didn't go.
Oh yeah,
He don't care. Look, he's still happy. Yeah.
bougie homie right there.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah, that's the
Wait,
bougie
like-
homie right there.
What about that story I told you outside about this fool blocking?
I know.
That shit was
Damn.
fire.
Hey,
So, somewhere within these last 6 months, something has transpired to where Peysoh and Keep It Hood have separated themselves, along with seemingly other members of PBS from Rich Rabbit, who's also from 35th Street. So it seems like there's really a divide. Is Peysoh
It's not really a division amongst their neighborhood. It just seems like they're having some internal conflict amongst homies.
really pushing that divide between these two black essays from this hood? This is what it's looking like. Mr. Keep It Hood and Rich Rabbit was cool before this situation. Keep It Hood rolling with Peysoh, popping out on interviews, doing that shit. Rich Rabbit is on his own campaign, and these dudes kind of leaving him out of the spotlight when his name is potentially ready to be bought up. And we seen some weird shit from Mr. Keep It Hood in this interview with LA Icon. This one thing a lot of motherfuckers gotta stop doing. Peysoh, for sure, and Mr. Keep It Hood as well. Stop being people pleasers. We see some shit where it look like these dudes want to please everybody, want to please the audience. For Peysoh, shit like that is gonna have him ending up in bad standing with his people. You can't please everybody.
Yeah, that's for sure. You can't please everybody. You gotta look out for yourself and do what's best for you in your situation.
Especially everybody from your hood. You can't please these dudes forever. And we seen the instance of him trying to please his homies. When he broke down the time he was with his partners in his whip, niggas had tools on him. And when them people pulled up, everybody bounced out and left him with all the pipes. He's sitting there laughing and, Keep a Hood laughing like, yeah, we bounced out on you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. The people you was hanging with was basically showing you they was willing to send you up the river.
Hey, that's real. The people you was with was basically telling you that, like, hey, my freedom is not worth yours. We are not protecting the bad. We are protecting our own self-interest.
He had pipe in the whip, and nobody took that shit to run. Left you with it. Now, he explained how he was the mastermind and did his shit and got out of the situation and all of that. But that just goes to show you how young-minded this dude is. You know what I'm saying? And how he surrounded himself by people who may not have his best interests. But hey, to each his own, man. This shit gonna reveal itself in time.
everyone, bro. You know what these weird ass fools did?
What?
Oh, they left me in the car with all the blicks and ran out.
And why didn't you run?
This is my car.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do shit.
Yeah, so I got away.
And Mr. Keep It Hood looked like he just wanted validation from LA Icon with the way he was acting in this interview, to keep it real. At the beginning, he kind of was acting like he didn't want to be associated with being a black dude. He asking who the hardest black essay. What advice does LA Icon have for him as being a black homie? Shit was just a little weird in this interview, man. And
It seems like he might not be comfortable in his skin because he knows that he's from a predominantly Mexican gang, and historically speaking, when it comes to racial conflicts between blacks and Mexicans, it puts him in a very awkward position.
I think these dudes gotta tighten that shit up for real, man.
Fool, it's hot as Why do you have that on? No, not the sweater, baby. The that.
Oh, cause then he'll say you look like a straight black fool right now.
Nah, you the filmer.
You're the black homie.
We seen Keep a Hood talk about Rich Rabbits as a collective, saying that Rich Rabbit wasn't the only one to start that Rich Rabbit shit.
Out the neck if you would have seen a video of me talking about I am Rich Rabbits, nigga. And you ain't the only Rich Rabbit. Let me clear that too. You not the, come on, my nigga on the set. We all, nigga, me, and we all started that. All as a group, nigga. And that's your problem now. You think you own something. You don't own nothing. You like a little selfish ass nigga. Dead homies, nigga. You feel me? What you mad at? What you mad at the next man for? Nigga on the set. Oh, when they, and then when they wanted to toss your ass in that blender, who saved you? Oh. And then another one, he talk about niggas to be from OTR. That's another one. I'm glad I remember that one. Nigga, you the same nigga that didn't you send like 50 songs to OTR? I'm starting to think this just some envy, like, you feel me? Like, we're gonna have times where we don't like one another. You go through that, being homies. You feel me? But you don't take that to the internet, and that's not gangster. It's not the hardest black essay while y'all over here pumping him up. It's not the hardest black essay.
And Rich Rabbit, you know.
Yeah, all this could have been left off the internet. We didn't need to know any of this. This is all like an overshare. All like an overshare. But let's keep
confusing is we see PBS backing him, but his story is just not adding up on the origins of how he became from PBS, especially being from Maywood, 56th Street, and originally throwing up the F for Florencia. All the while saying he was kind of born into this shit. This was family shit. Something's just not adding up. But again, this is where we hint to the age of this young man right here. At 20 years old, being involved in all this street shit right now and having your hands in the rapping, the fame, the success, and coupling that with the pressure of running with a Sureño program and having to perform in that way as well to the public. That's a lot. It seems like it's a lot going on in this dude's life because we know there were some mistakes made on Money Sign Suede's part that may have resulted in his passing behind them walls. Mistakes with the programming. Somebody that really spoke in depth about that was Renegade Media, man. Shout out Renegade Media. You know, he's somebody that is from the North. We got to make that clear. He's somebody that was on a bad yard, as some would say. So I know a lot of people is automatically going to cut the shit off at that point. But this dude's...
Well, let me ask this question to all the Mexicans. Just because he was on a bad yard, just because he's from the North, does it mean that he's incapable of telling the truth? Or once you do all that, are you just a bold-faced liar? How does this work? Let me know something.
He'll be calling a spade, and he's speaking on what really be going on behind them walls. Apparently somebody behind there is still giving him information, whether it be from the North and the South. But he got a lot of information on the South, so y'all do with that what you will. But he spoke on that situation between Money Sign Suede and kind of how he fell out of favor with some people. And that may be because he wasn't representing how he was supposed to, or he wasn't walking that tight line like he was supposed to. But what we see is Peysoh seems to have picked up on that, and he seems to be going all in with this shit. He full-fledged with this gangbang. And that's how you have to be. It can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Shit like that will get you killed. But is Peysoh going too far? Especially with the inconsistencies? Possibly so. We seen him bubbling, and we see him making the same connections that Money Sign Suede was connecting with when he was doing it. We seen Peysoh with the Hoovers, Ben Franklin, Threat. We seen him hanging out outside with these dudes. We seen him on records with the Five Rules. We just seen him with Hitter J3, Wale the Sensei. Now, we all for unity and gluing it together. But we also don't want to see a young dude that's introduced into this game kind of step out of bounds, so to speak. And that's something that we also spoke on when we talked about him on the Southside Report card. We're kind of doing too much with too many hoods. Throwing up the F, fucking with PBS. Now you fucking with Crips, fucking with Pirus and dudes from Hoover. We know the PBS on the east side has great relations with the black community. Again, they share their hood with the Avalons, Gangsta Crips. They got a lot of black members from east side PBS as well. So there's no racial divide over there. But again, these are all different politics that's being mixed right now. You know what I'm saying? But when we seen him on the full community, and even in that interview with LA Icon and Mr. Keep It Hood, we do see the age on this dude. You know,
yeah, he's definitely a kid, bro. So again, like, he's trying to figure out his way. He's trying to figure out, you know, his left from his rights, his ups from his downs. I don't think that he was hood hopping at all from the F13s to the Playboys. I think that he was banging a clique that turned Playboys, and it is what it is. Like, I don't see no hood hopping.
The cameras and in the music videos and in the music, he's sounding and looking poised. But you can tell this dude is 20 when he opened his mouth on these interviews. But regardless of what we see with his young age or his inconsistencies in his story, somebody from Playboys has took him under their wing and is protecting him from the bullshit. Now, I don't know if it's his actual people, if it's his pops, and this is pops right here. You know, I can't say if this dude was a full-fledged gang member or what. He looked like he was into motorcycles. Rest in peace to that man. But again, things just don't seem to be adding up with this gang banging and Peysoh. But something else he also spoke about when he was in that LA Icon interview is about him being in foster care. So he made a statement about him being in foster care and kind of running away from his foster parents and going to Keep It Hood house. So he was, in a way, insinuating that when he was still young, before that last 3-year stint in LP, he was kicking it with some PBS members in Keep It Hood around 35th Street. So this, again, is going to add to more of the confusion because it's like, at what point was you hanging with these dudes from the low bottoms, but also throwing up the F and in music videos with members from Florencia? And now when you have people like this in the hood that's really bubbling up and getting money, we see this around every hood in LA. Dudes that have these somewhat stars or kind of dudes that made it. It's always going to be some people from your hood that really fuck with you. And it's going to be some people that's going to be left behind, left out of the movement. That's just always how it goes. You can't take everybody with you. And that's exactly what it looked like Peysoh was trying to do. Take all his homies with him. And again, you can't please everybody. As a young dude outside, you got to be careful with this mindset. And another thing that also comes along with this is going to be outside beef. Not only is it internal shit going on right now, we've also seen these dudes involved in somewhat of a rap beef that has gang implications on it, of course. We done seen Peysoh and Rich Rabbit beefing with Grave Digger from up north. Now, that's the Northern Sureño. And they also have a clique of PBS up north. But that's somebody that they was beefing with. Rich Rabbit had the diss record. Grave Digger had some diss records. We done seen Peysoh low-key beefing it with Chino the P, who's from Barrio Evil.
Fuck Peysoh. They should have kept that nigga in jail.
Hey, the amount of N-word usage by these Mexican gangs is barnacles.
I heard that nigga in the shower just because he was scared of that. That nigga look like shit, nigga, for my shit. Yo, hiding yourself because you shit. What? Niggas smell like shit for a week.
That's really just going to be some straight street shit. Barrio Evil and PBS is not going to get along. So I think that goes a little deeper than the music. But other than that, do we see Peysoh really beefing it with his enemies? I can't say. And like I said, PBS has a lot of them. And how this dude be moving around the city, you know, is he truly laced properly, like he said he was? But I think that's to be seen, man. Right now, it looks like he's on a crash out course. I'm not going to lie. He spoke about how he would never do...
I don't think that he's on a crash out course. I don't see... Maybe I'm seeing this from a totally different aspect. You feel me?
A record with dudes from up north. And not necessarily talking about Sureños up there. I'm sure he would do a record with some Sureños from up there. Really the Norteños. And he broke it down to where he said he ain't been to prison, but he kind of... politics. And again, I think he really seen and took in that money sign sway situation and is really trying to go the opposite way in regards to how everything cracked off with Sway. You know what I'm saying? This is why he's going on his crash course while he's trying to pay homage to the ones above him and really trying to be that member and trophy from his set and bring everybody together. But I think, man, only time gonna tell exactly what's gonna transpire with Peysoh. Is he gonna stay solid?
All right, man. So we up out here to the next one. God bless the Peysoh. God bless the Peysoh. Hope everything goes well for that young man. We up out here to the next one, though. Y'all know the deal, man. It's red dots to the left, and you know the rest. And it's free. Avenue Angel. So he's free. We go.